Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad to have you. I hope you're doing well. Excuse me. I had no reason to be yawning. It felt like I've really done much of anything today. Oops. Bobby, what are you doing? So we made a polar bear last time. That sure was a thing that happened. Polar bear at his charge. And she gave us a lead to somewhere? To someone who worked with Hayden? That's all I remember. Kind of lonely here. Oh no! Oh dear. Alfie, are you okay? Jeez. You know, this music is good. Alright, let's look at this stuff before we talk. Alright, look at this tree. Do you have anything new to say about this tree?
It's only been a few days, but I really do wish I could get back to my painting.
Why did the screen turn black?
Back to something normal.
Why a piece of trash by itself?
I feel caught in a loop. I run through the facts over and over, but I get nowhere. Maybe if I put it on paper, something will make sense. Or maybe it'll just be cathartic.
Is it supposed to be?
I don't really know what else to do.
I'm sorry, Turing, you're having some real talk here, and I'm just being baffled. What do you think that Bob Ross guy would say? I'm not asking opinions on this one, we're doing this one.
That's an interesting question. Mr. Ross seemed to be a Christian, but was rather circumspect when discussing his personal life. Maybe he would tell me that God has a plan, or maybe he would say one of the things from his show. It's hard to see things when you're too close. Take a step back and look. Or maybe, only think about one thing at a time. Don't get greedy. I don't know what I think about a supreme divine creator. Mine certainly wasn't. But I'd take any of the advice in the spirit given. The things that have happened have happened. There are no mistakes.
Just happy accidents.
I should fix the things I can fix, and change anything
Wait, shit,
I
that doesn't
can
really
into
work in this
something
context.
different, something better. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. Can we turn the sky back now? No? Okay, apparently not. Apparently I did just break that. Wait, let me see if I can moving. Can I move to the next? No, I cannot. Okay, cool. Cool. Broke ROM, just got started. We are 4 minutes into the stream. Alright. Cool. Let's, Turns monologue broke it. Well, technically me looking at a tree broke it. Hi, you're a little late, but you're just in time. We just got started and I have to go do it again because I broke everything in the process. I broke this game. All of this disappeared. What if it'll happen again if I... Yeah, no, it happens every time. Okay.
It's only been a few days, but I really do wish I could get back to my painting. Back to something normal. I feel caught in a loop.
Let's see if we can.
Maybe
Let's
if I
let's
put
try
on-
one of the other dialogue
I
options
don't
while we're
really
here.
know what else.
Helping one hell of a tree painting.
Ha! Sarcastic, but true. Maybe I should go back to painting trees. I do like my abstract work, but it is perhaps a bit pretentious. The word art critics either love or hate to use. A question for another time. Let's get moving.
Yeah, so once you look at that tree, you can't do diddly poos anymore. Is it gonna be like that for everything? Because that's gonna suck. I love looking at things. I guess we could try looking at things after we're done.
Originally built by the Herschel.
Okay, same thing. Alright, let's go look at the new stuff over here. Yep, it's still broken. A broken, beat-up Froyo stand. Alfie! Who's that little guy? Is that Alfie hiding in there? The water drum? Come here, little Alfie! You reach out your hand, but they duck their head lower.
I feel bad for teasing it so much, but it had to be done for Hayden. The park ROM will recover, I'm sure.
Aww.
You! It was you who... Water.
Oh no, he remembers me!
It seems he remembers we were his last customers.
He's got a grudge now.
I need to refill my cool, refreshing water.
You're there, Alfie. I'm sorry. Oh god, I accidentally looked at the tree again!
It's only been a few days, but I really do wish I could get back
Oh,
to
we
my
can see a
painting.
picture for this one.
Back to something normal. I feel caught in a loop. I run through the facts over and over. Maybe if I put it on paper,
This tree over
something will
here
make sense.
isn't game
Or
breaking. This
maybe
one right
it'll
here,
just
though,
be cathartic.
ruins it.
I don't really know.
You'll have time to turn soon.
True, I will endeavor to place these things aside for now. We have too much to do to allow my worry. There will be time in spades for all of my angst and self-recriminations later. I'll make sure of it.
Oh no! Okay. It looks like some older kids got their artistic expression out on the poor police ROM. It's covered up to its eye in spray paint. That spray paint isn't coming off. You'll probably irritate them more if you start prodding.
How come we don't carry anything useful, like soap or a sponge?
It's a good question.
Who is there? I cannot see a thing.
Did they spray paint over your eye?
I shall make a note to request more street lamps in this park. This is much too dark an area.
Poor thing. It can't see at all with its optics painted over like that. It doesn't even know.
A chalk doodle of the, or some more spray paint, of the police ROM that some kids drew.
It's not bad. I want a chalk drawing of me.
Everything, put this everything on hold. I have to draw a picture of Turing in chalk right now. You make a lot of kids and probably Turing upset if you ruined it. Okay, definitely Turing too. Despite its current state, the real police form is probably still more helpful to speak to than this drawing. Are you trying to blow the doodle away? It's chalk! I wish I still had my cool, refreshing water glass to give him. You shouldn't point that out, little Alfie. You're right, I shouldn't. Alright, let's chat. You've never seen this person, and they appear to be waiting for somebody. Perhaps this is who you're supposed to meet? Only one way to find out. By handing them my ID card.
Can I help you? I don't really have time to talk. I'm waiting for someone.
Are you Vincent Mensa? We're here for a meeting on behalf of Melody Flores.
Oh, good. You're Melody's people.
That's me.
Do you have everything that I asked for?
What?
There must be some miscommunication. Melody said that you would be able to provide us with some information about Hayden Weber's projects within Parallax. He has gone missing, and any information we get may be useful.
Very samurai sort of energy.
Damn that old woman.
What?
We had a deal. She promised me, and I'm not giving up anything until I get what I need. I already know Hayden is missing. Why else would I be willing to sell corporate secrets to Flower? This was my chance to get out of the city. Instead, she sends the two of you, hat in hand with nothing.
I'm sorry?
I'm assuming you're Hayden's little pet AI?
Insulting, but accurate.
Look, I'm sorry to come off callous. I do want to help. Hayden was a colleague and a friend, and I want to know he's okay. But I also need help getting the hell out of Neo SF, and now. My info is my leverage, and it's not for free. I'll just have to find another buyer. Maybe after I make another deal, I'll be able to pass it to you.
Perhaps we could assist you? My friend here is a terrific journalist. Being skilled at hunting down people and information is part of the job.
Thank you, Turing. It's very nice of you to say.
I don't know. Look, I need 100,000 credits, an untraceable car, and a fake passport for me and my wife, Francesca.
Okay.
If you can get me all that, I'll give you anything you want. Hayden's research notes, what I know about Parallax, my company's security credentials, whatever.
Let's do some less than legal things.
If you're really sure journals can come up with that kind of stuff in one day.
You might be able to do that.
Might?
Do you mind answering some questions? Oh, some other questions first?
Dear God, I'm doomed.
Melody only gave us a rough sketch of what you need. The more you can tell us about the situation, the sooner we can fulfill your request.
Sure, as long as it isn't the juicy stuff.
Juicy. What do you do for Parallax?
I'm the head applications engineer for their data analysis division.
Sounds boring.
Or maybe was, is what I should be saying. If Hayden is the big brain who comes up with the math that runs the search algorithms, I'm the guy who figures out how to collect and apply the data that we get. We've worked pretty closely for years, but he's head and shoulders above me as far as theory goes. Hayden built a fully independent machine intelligence in his spare time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash myself here. I'm a good software engineer, probably one of the best. But machine intelligence? In a form factor like yours? Now that blows my mind. We've got full immersion, virtual reality, yet most people would still call you science fiction.
If you say so.
Why are you so adamant about getting out of NeoSF? That's a little prying, but okay.
Because Parallax is rotting from the inside out. Hayden going missing is the last straw, and it's a big-ass straw. There is... how do I put this without giving it away? There's a new project about to roll out, and it's going to change everything about how Parallax does their business worldwide.
Uh-oh.
Since the launch of the MeshNet, we've had some board shakeups, and the people at the top are different from the ones who've previously run the company.
Okay.
The altruism the company displayed in the past is gone. They're harder, more ruthless, and more concerned with profits and power than ever before.
So more likely to, say, murder a guy is what you're saying.
Not just richest company in the valley power either. Real power. My guess? Parallax got rid of Hayden because he was about to do something that would get in the way of that. If they're willing to get rid of the brightest mind on their payroll, what's to stop them from getting rid of me? There's a half dozen people who could do my job. So I'm getting out before I accidentally step on the wrong person's toes and end up at the bottom of the bay.
Do you know anything about Hayden's disappearance? Still so weird, the disappearance thing.
Nothing concrete. I probably wouldn't have noticed anything out of the ordinary. I mean, Hayden goes out for a couple days all the time, right? Conferences and guest teaching. He doesn't exactly
never had
share
bubble
his
tea before.
itinerary with me. I tried asking around and no one will say anything.
Spoilers,
If he
buddy,
had
it's still
jumped
what's
ship,
going on.
Went to a different company, it would be the talk of the week at the water coolers. Instead, dead silence. Thankfully, he allowed me to keep backups of most of his work, simply because I cross-referenced it so much. He didn't like having it all in one place anyway. Bring me what I asked for, and I'll tell you more.
Thank you. We'll go get those things for you.
Sure. I guess I can stick around here for a while. I need to make some calls anyway. If you do manage to get what I need, bring it here today and you'll get anything you want. Forwarding photos and info for the passports to Turing now. And I really hope you can do this. I'd rather give it to you than some other corporation anyway. See you soon.
I'm not quite sure where to get fake passports or an untraceable card. The only shady folks we know are those punks who vandalized Hayden's apartment.
Oh man, do we get to see those punks again?
I doubt they could point us in the right direction, but a long shot is better than no shot.
Those
They might
kids on the
agree to
wrong
help
side of the
us in
tracks.
repayment for the damage done to the apartment. They seemed remorseful. We should check Market Street for them, in case they regularly hang out there. As for the rest, perhaps Dr. Fairlight or Melody could spot us the credits. That certainly is no small amount, but is unlikely to cause much consternation for either of them, assuming they are as dedicated to helping us
I ain't
as Blaine.
asking Fairlight for nothing.
Melody is assumably home as usual, and Fairlight did let us know he'd be at the hospital.
Get
We
bent,
could ask
Fairlight.
either of them for assistance. Up to you to decide which would be a better course of action.
I mean, I leave the decision up to you, but I don't trust Fairlight as far as I could throw him. Can I show him some things? Look at my headphones.
I doubt I could sell these for a single grand, much less 100.
Tomcat might have some idea, yeah.
Parallax actually did a lot of the back end on these to create a floating compatible ad platform. Of course, no more than a dime of that went to me.
There's Brian. I don't see any shady punks. Railroad ROM is fixed, though. Brian Mulberry, leader of the local chapter of the Human Revolution. It appears he's alone today.
Welcome back! Care to take another pamphlet or two?
No.
I hope your article is going well.
Why are you out here all alone?
Ah, the cold weather has made organising demonstrations a bit difficult, to say the least. But I refuse to relent in our mission. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, I will not rest until I stop these abominations from undoing God's almighty work.
Ooh, damn! These are all... I mean, this one's a little less hot, but they're all... Yeah, I don't think he needs to. I think that his voice as is, it's perfect. It's a really good fit. Which one do you want to go with, gang? I like this one personally. The third one? Alright. How far back would you like humanity to go?
That is the greatest misconception of our group. They would have you believe that we'd rather go back to the Dark Ages. Oh sure, the human revolution wants people to go back to washing clothes by hand down by the river, right? We'll all go back to playing with sticks, yes?
No.
We do not advocate for a reversal of all technology. That would be ludicrous. We merely want severe limitations on genetic enhancements and a focus on medicinal practice beyond gene therapy. That would include an outlawing of cosmetic gene therapy, yes, people parading around in fur and scales as proud abominations. We need the government to protect these patients from themselves.
Like we can do all of them, so... Why is someone with genetic modifications less human?
I feel it's rather simple. It's even in the name. Modifying genes means we are changing the very DNA that makes us unique. We're giving doctors, among other people with a severe lack of understanding of the human condition, the right to make us into entirely new species. We are the byproduct of tens of thousands of years of natural selection and evolution, and now these people want that progress to just be reduced to a formula, to be injected into your skin at your convenience? And why? To fulfill some sick fantasy. We have VR dramas. Leave your imagination at home. Besides, why should we give these self-proclaimed animals the same rights as humans when they clearly don't want to be human?
Won't shutting down clinics like this save or cost lives?
That's a leading question. Of course, some people have life-threatening afflictions, and it's a good thing that science has evolved to treat all kinds of diseases. Simply wanting
Guess it's
catches
spontaneously
and fairy
combusting
tales
somewhere.
does not constitute a disease. A disease of the mind, perhaps. If the government strictly limits
Furs are a
genetic
disease.
alteration surgeries to
So
only
says Brian Mulberry.
life-threatening emergencies, well, that would be a start towards undoing the damage. We are not God. We were made in his image, and his image did not include fur.
What has your group accomplished since it was founded?
Through some concerted efforts, we've created an alliance with a number of businesses banning service and employment of unhumans.
That's terrible, dog. Unhumans?
Yeah, they call themselves hybrids, but we call them what they are. I can't respect those who willingly trade their humanity away.
We literally have hair to... Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to talk during it, them.
Thanks to our efforts, many local businesses are finally gaining the confidence to only serve human beings. If they wanted to feed animals, well, they'd open up a pound. Why, just the other day, a Neo-SF landlord thanked me for supporting his decision to deny tenancy to unhumans. He already feels better about his decision to seek out our help. Plus, can you imagine the cleaning fees?
That's all I wanted to ask.
Great! Do tell me when you get the article out. I love to read the comments.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but doesn't most of the MeshNet speak critically of your organization?
Oh, that's cute. The robot wants to join in the discussion now. Yes, this is true. Though historically, most revolutionaries are unpopular when they're in the middle of the fight. I sleep comfortably knowing that history will be on my side.
I promise I'll write a fair assessment. I'm not gonna lie, you haven't really convinced me. I mean, both of these things are accurate. This is what my journalistic integrity wants me to say, but this is what I feel. I'm not gonna lie, you haven't really convinced me.
I suppose I have come to expect that. Never mind. Write what you wish. When the city falls and we have a pig as mayor, remember that all of you thought we were loonies.
Something joke about having a pig as president, something. Thanks for the interview, so let's know if we have
Please
anything
do.
else.
Have a lovely day now.
Thanks, Brian.
And remember, God designed you perfectly just the way you are.
You seem like a nice enough guy. It's too bad your head's on backwards.
Let's not. Two's company, three's a clap.
You are perfect! Yeah, it makes me think of that too. Hey man, you seen any punks here? Doesn't look like it.
The Hassy Rom will help you get your Hassy fix.
I want to talk to you, Ramona.
Is there something I can help you with? Kinda busy.
What are you busy doing? There's no customers, and you don't actually even make the drinks. There's evidence that a pig would not do... Oh, is there evidence that a pig would not do better than some presidents? It is more socially acceptable to cook and eat a pig. That is true. I guess I'll just get a Hassy.
Please don't touch the Hassy Rom.
Oh, I'm sorry, I need to talk to it, you're right. You go for another with a Hassy Infinity. How about a Holiday Spirit Hassy? How many Hassies can we drink? Maybe a okay, I think that's the last one. Oh, you buy a Hassy Hot. Yum. Okay, how many of these can we buy? We're hands full of just chock full of Hassies. Because I'm imagining them in cans, but they're probably more in cups, aren't they? You just hand them off to Turing. Well, let's be done here. Hassy! No punks here. I'm gonna touch this car though. Boo. Could you get a game over by drinking enough Hassy to give yourself a heart attack? Well... Oops, I didn't mean to go back home. What am I doing? No punks, so I guess we need to go... I guess we'll try with Melody? Yes? I don't trust Fairlight. And I assume we're all in agreement there. Tour bells have traditionally been more of a push thing. Alright, that's fair.
Hello, Pat. Could we see Melody? I guess that means yes?
I hope Melody's alright too. But I can't imagine her being a target because the target seemed to be ones that were involved in, you know, that whole story changing thing, which she's not really connected to except through like a off connection to flowers. But all the same, she looks to be in one piece. What's up, Melody?
Turing, I'm not saying I don't like seeing your little pixelated face. You're certainly better company than most of the humans I have to deal with. But I am a busy woman, you know? Lots to do.
You've been sitting on this chair for hours!
Right, Pat? Traitor. Anyway, maybe we should space these little visits out a good bit further. Hmm? Familiarity breeds contempt, after all. And I'm very good at contempt.
Yeah, I kind of got that vibe from you, ma'am.
I apologize, Aunt Melody.
Cute!
You've stated before that you like your peace and quiet, but we need your assistance.
Oh, we're running with the aunt thing, are we?
It's cute.
Another
Melody.
woman would tell you not to butter her up, but oh, flattery will get you everywhere with me. All right, what do you need?
Vincent needs help getting out of the city. Escaping from the city. A city escape.
I can only imagine. If he's willing to turn coat on Parallax, I bet he feels like a mouse in a cat farm.
Set him free. Etc. etc.
I know they don't actually farm cats, Pat. It was a metaphor. Whatever, it was a simile then.
So how does she understand Pat is what I want to know.
I am not going to play semantics with you.
Because, like, he's got a little helmet that makes it so that things get translated to his language. But how is she doing it? I don't know if we've seen that face before.
Moving on. Tell me what the trouble is, and I'll try to conjure up a solution.
Damn! She doesn't, much like we do with cats and dogs. I'm glad you're willing to help us clean up your mess. But don't be a dick, Beckett. We're going to need to pay for the information.
Yes, Mr. Mensa says he needs 100,000 credits before he's willing to speak openly. He also said that you already promised it to him, and that he won't be able to get out of the city without it. He'll give us the information once we have that, plus a few other things I'm certain we can get on our own.
Are you really certain? Are you really certain we can get fake IDs and an untraceable car? Turing? I mean, props to you for, bluffing, I guess, but my dude. My bot.
What? You can't even scrape together that kind of money?
Lady.
Your friend's not much of a journalist, eh, Turing?
It was fighting words, Melody.
According to the statistics that I have found, it is unlikely that a journalist of any caliber less than the best would have that amount of liquid assets on hand.
Thank you, Turing.
The pay for the profession just isn't that high, Aunt Melody.
Oh, I see. I guess it's one of those jobs people do because they get free review merchandise, eh?
I'm right here.
I can get you the money, Turing. But only because you're family. Just give Pat a few minutes to gather it. Yeah, just keep moving, you big brute. While we wait, is there anything else you want to grill me over? Might as well save us both another visit.
How smart is Pat really?
Smarter than I give him credit for, that's for sure. It's not the easiest thing in the world to measure, you know? He doesn't process language in the same way humans do, and even if he can understand me, my translation program just guesses at what he says most of the
Also,
time.
she does have a program.
Oh, you have a translator running from your neural implant.
Yes, I'm cheating.
I did wonder if maybe she had an implant, but I didn't see anything on her, you know, obviously, so I wasn't sure.
Though, honestly, even without it, I have a pretty good idea of what he means most of the time. We've been together for a while now. Considering it only really works on large, typically predatory mammals, we don't have a lot of test subjects.
It's such a weird, like a weirdly specific thing to make. I made this device that lets you hear what animals want to say. Oh, cool, like cats. No, like freaking grizzly bear. Why? Why? Why don't you? So now that as you're dying, as you're being mauled, you can know its thoughts as it destroys you. Why don't you do that?
It's a minefield of ethical concerns beyond just being prohibitively expensive. So Pat is a bear apart, at least until we can figure out how to apply the modified neural pathways without frying the brains of 90% of the subjects.
Grizzly bears probably have interesting thoughts, you know? You might be right.
The tech we developed is good. It just has a damned high mortality rate. Maybe one day there will be a bunch of talking tigers and dolphins building cities in the sea, but for now, we're stuck with creating beasts out of our own species.
It seems a little sad that you're all alone except for a bear.
Being alone is easier, and Pat isn't such bad company. I mean, what do you want me to do? Cry about never having a husband, a few kids, and a white picket fence? I had a company to run, and my mother's legacy to fix. What's to say some spawn of mine wouldn't do the exact same thing to my flower, just the other way around? This branch of the Flores line will do well without any more knives being inserted in backs. Thank you very much.
You have that much enmity for your mother?
Have you seen what she did to North Korea? It's a wasteland of death and destruction. If we had kept going down the path she charted, the whole world would be like that.
The information on the mesh does seem to paint a grim picture.
Grim barely scratches the surface. I've been there. At least under the Kims it was barely functional. Now, my mother's monsters have ripped every last resemblance of humanity from the land. They stalk the night like horrific creatures of legend, keeping the populace in line through constant fear. A horror story straight out of the pages of Bram Stoker. That's her legacy. So I can't imagine I'd be a very good mother, just from the example I have to work with. That's life. I don't have any more regrets than anyone else my age does. My legacy will speak for itself, as my mother's did.
Maybe Turing has something to ask?
I do. It's a little personal, though. I'd understand if you didn't feel like answering.
Just shoot, Turing. I can take it.
Long ago, you lost your mother. I was wondering, how did you deal with it?
Oh, Turing. Turing.
Hayden's only been gone for a few days, and I already feel like my circuits are going to lock
So
up for good.
I'm still baffled by this whole keeping it a secret thing. I know why we are, but it's weird. It throws me off.
Oh, Turing, I'm not the right person to ask. I hated my mother. She's everything I thought wrong in the world, and when she was gone, I felt nothing but relief that I could start undoing the damage she did. Never mind the fact I had to watch her waste away from the cancer. Death was a blessing for us both. Besides, you'll find Hayden soon. Keep your chin up.
Oh. Blast it! Enough with this subterfuge! We already know Hayden was killed.
Turing, you were doing such a good job.
Oh, no.
I won't be getting him back.
I'm sorry, Turing. I still don't know what to tell you. I've lost people, but never anyone close enough to wound me. I don't know that I've ever had anyone close enough to do that. If you feel like talking about it, I'm willing to listen.
Oh, Melody.
Or make Pat do it anyway.
Thank you. I don't know.
Stick it out. Time heals all wounds. Or so they say. This too shall pass.
We're short on time.
Oh, just in time then. Take the cash and get moving.
Oh, we got a briefcase full of money!
I can finally get back to whatever it was I was doing before you burst in here.
Just keep that amount of cash just lying around.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Your help has been invaluable to us.
Yes, yes. Brown nose later. You've got things to do too.
I did not think I would feel such a strong resonance with Melody. We're connected by the barest of threads, but she is already important to me. Is that strange?
Rude. This one? Maybe you're both lonely? It's true, maybe Turing hasn't thought about it.
Very possible. I guess there's nothing to do but run with it. Some gifts are too valuable to look at too closely, lest they vanish into thin air, and I already have a penchant for overanalyzing things. Let's get moving. We still have things to do before we can meet back up with Mr. Mensa. Detective Rivers, to what do we owe the pleasure?
I wanted to check in with you away from the prying eyes of my corporate masters.
How'd you
It wasn't
find
too
us?
hard to track you down here. Only took a slight abuse of power to follow your credit transactions in the AutoCAD system.
Damn, Lexi. Were you able to find anything out?
Not much. Listen, I've hit a dead end on the investigation again, and I could really use another lead from the two of you. I had been busy hunting down I'm not sure if I want to call him a soldier of fortune or an assassin for hire. Either way, I tracked this guy down to see if he might have been hired by Parallax to snatch Hayden, but he's got an ironclad alibi for the relevant period of time. That leaves me with nothing. Nada. Jack diddly shit. Do the two of you have anything to give me? Otherwise, I'm back to hunting down the froyo-hating robot ghost in the park. At least my superiors would be ecstatic, considering how much they keep riding my ass about it.
We're on thin leads ourselves, Detective Rivers. We have a meeting with someone from inside Parallax who might be able to give us answers, but he's unlikely to want to talk to the police. I just wish this... Never mind.
Oh, Turing.
Buck up, Turing. I wish this was easier too. But with detective work, sometimes it's not about being clever. It's just about being more dogged and relentless than whoever you're chasing.
You're pretty hard-boiled, Lexi.
You two are my new deputies, right? So keep your nose to the ground and keep digging. I still have a few contacts I can hit up to try finding out a little more. You let me know if there's anything else I need to be going after.
We will. Thanks, Lexi.
Yeah, sure. Just get going. Don't forget, if you die, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Okay then, we only have a single lead. If Parallax really is as shady as Vincent seems to suspect, it could end up very interesting. Let's see if we can put an end to this. Finally. Oh, I just received an email from Tomcat. They finished decrypting Hayden's data cache. It seems that it was filled mostly with his personal logs about my creation and mental development.
Oh, neat.
The more technical information was already scraped.
Oh.
Perhaps that is why it was left behind when they snatched him. Still, these files should be enlightening, if only in a personal way. I'll peruse them in my spare time and let you know if I find anything interesting. I'd hate for all the trouble we went to be for nothing.
We can look this direction! I didn't even... God, I forgot that was the name you go by. I forgot that you could even go this way. That's why I left after we came here the first time. Anyway, what's up, guys?
Oh, crap! It's that reporter in the bot again! Cheese it, Ollie!
Hold on a moment. We're just here to ask the two of you for a favor. You don't need to run again.
I knew you didn't have the guts to mess with me!
I want to dunk you in your stupid hair in a toilet.
Guts?
And why would we want to help you?
We did trash that apartment, Chad.
Yeah? So?
We also didn't report you to the police for it.
Yeah? So?
I love these two.
And they still could.
Oh. Alright, well, spill it then. I ain't got all day. Can't you see me and Oliver are busy?
We need some assistance with some illicit activity that, statistically, individuals in your age bracket are likely to have experience with.
Oh! So this is one of those things where you need a streetwise kid to show you the ropes. So, what's the thread? B&E? War driving? Copyright infringement? Search bombing?
Is search bombing actually illegal?
It's against the terms of service, so Probably. At least in California.
This is some weird information that you know. So do we be up front about it? I mean, we've already said we're doing illicit activity. He's not gonna know who does IDs. Oh, as in who makes fake IDs at his school. I thought when he said that, I was thinking like a school photographer, like, but that would be a school photo, not an ID. I was just imagining a freaking Glamour Shots guy making fake IDs, you know, out of the back of his truck.
Oh, that's nothing. If you can pay. Ollie can whip up a couple that'll work good enough to get you past a bouncer or a cop doing sniff tests. He's a wizard with a printer and a lifted wallet.
It's more complicated than that. We need falsified passports that can get 2 people past the border safely.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Ollie can do that. Can you?
Not without equipment a lot more expensive and illegal than what I already have.
What about that guy who got Elise that unrestricted mesh card when she was on probation?
That's not really the same thing, Chad. But it wouldn't hurt to give him a call. Give me a few minutes. This guy is pretty sketchy, very cloak and dagger. I'll have to play middleman.
Excellent. I'll forward you the relevant documents and photos.
Oh man, now I'm starting to feel left out. Ollie gets to show off all his cool connections. You sure you don't need someone's head kicked in a little? That's my area of expertise in our little duo.
Oh, Starfucker, you are a delight.
Well, that and petty larceny.
We might have something that will suit your skill set. Let's just get the passports first, if you can stay calm for that long.
You sure yap a lot more than any of the ROMs I've ever owned. What's the deal?
Definitely owned.
You install some new conversation routines Ollie ain't had the chance to nerd out about yet? Well, they're top notch. Very bleeding edge.
Thank you. God, I love how this threatening, like, what's up with that? And then just throw like these compliments, aggressive compliments is what I'm getting at. I like them.
I don't run traditional ROM VI personality software. I am, in fact, the first fully sapient machine intelligence.
Turing!
Well, at least that I know about.
Which means what exactly? In English?
It means he's a person, Chad, not a toy. Now keep it down. I'm still on the phone.
Oops. And yes, what he said.
Well, that's awesome. You ain't so bad. For a tin can.
Tin can? Really? I'm composed almost entirely out of plasteel and silica. Has no one come up with better insults for robots since the turn of the century?
I love that this is the hill you're getting on.
ROMs have been out for almost 2 decades.
Yeah, that's a good point. Give me a sec. I'm pretty good at name calling too.
Oh no, I'm sorry I brought it up.
Just hold on a second. Underclocked? Oh, BitBrain!
I love Starfucker.
Don't hurt yourself, Chad.
I'll get back to you, Bubblehead.
Okay, I talked to the guy. He said he'll do it, but he only works in trade. A couple of passports are gonna run us... one signed poster for Magical Commander Yukino? Yukino at the Gates to the Deep?
So your guy's a weeb, is what you're telling me, right? I think Tin Can was meant affectionately. I mean, it was a little bit of patronizing, but I think that it wasn't as bad as of an insult as I think Turing took it as. But, you know, as a robot, Turing has the right to be offended by that sort of thing. Yo, Ramona!
Course. It's always that Japanese crap.
It's not my fault they make the best VR dramas. Maybe you can do better?
Probably.
Anyway, where can we get a poster like that?
I'm not sure. Probably nearby. I've done switches with this guy before, and he never asks for something that'll take too long to get. My guess is he's a local that uses people like us as a way to nab something he's had his eye on. We'll help you look for it.
Whoa! Hold the phone. Oh, I can't put them in my pocket. I can't examine them. Oh man, can we talk? Is this like having a party member and like an assistant in Ace Attorney games? Do we get more dialogue now because we've got these two punks? Please, I want to look at everything with these punks' eyes. Your days of talking to cars are over, buddy. You tell the car to stay parked. It doesn't recognize your voice, so it doesn't respond. It really smells like Hassie.
Oh, there it is! I knew I saw a poster for Magical Commander Yukino somewhere around here. I should have remembered Ramona had one.
You know this lady?
Sure. We talk sometimes when I'm getting our drinks. You're usually too busy provoking people to notice.
You call it provoking. I call it spontaneous enthusiasm for healthy rivalry.
You might be my favorite character in this game.
There's a bit of a line. We'll have to wait a few minutes before we can...
We could just do a smash and grab. Simple and effective.
We can't do that.
They're so very Team Skull, and I love it.
Us too.
This is the most boring felony I've ever been an accessory to.
Look, we'll just stand in line.
I just want to talk to boss.
Like a bunch of clumps? Chumps? What is the big picture anyway, Blue Bomber?
Is that supposed to be it? That's just like a cute nickname, though.
I'm not sure it's wise to spread it around, Chad. For either of us, the less you know, the less reason anyone has to bother you.
Turing could cosplay Mega Man.
Screw that, Static. I'm not heading to juvie not knowing what for. Spill the beans, or I'll spill them for you.
Your persistence is already legendary, Chad. Fine. If you really must know, we are going to trade the passports for some information regarding the disappearance of my creator. His apartment was the one you trashed.
Oh shit, that Hayden dude is your dad? And they snatched him? Oh, that's so messed up.
You're such a... God! I love this sort of character.
Well, Dad, after a fashion, he raised me.
Man, I hope you find the dudes that took him. I hope he's okay.
Aww.
It seems very unlikely.
Oh man, I don't know what to say, you know? I mean, I still have my dad, but he's...
Chad?
He's never really been around. Too busy trying to save the world from itself. Even now, he's over there standing in front of that damn clinic.
I was about to say, Mike, is your dad? Because I feel like I got that impression previously too. Like when we showed him the Human Revolution stuff, I feel like I got that sort of vibe. That might be the case.
And I thought I could find a way to make him... Whatever. I might as well nuke that drive. It ain't gonna sink.
Judy Punk's being sympathetic characters, yes!
I think I understand what you mean, Chad.
Hell yeah! Dudes gotta stick together, you know?
Dudes?
Don't matter if you're a robot or what. We all got the same shit to deal with.
Damn straight, Starfucker.
Gotta grab destiny by the horns and make your own mark.
I don't know which one of these to go with. What do you think? Smarter than you look? Okay.
People keep saying that, and I keep wanting to punch them for it.
It's probably the hair.
It's the hair.
You think? Well, I ain't willing to give up my dude just so people will think I'm a brain. Got an image to protect.
I still think it would be better in yellow.
Yeah? Maybe we can get a box of dye on the way home.
The line has finally cleared up.
Bye, boss.
Let's go talk to Ramona.
Hey, Allie.
Salutations, Ramona.
What can I do for you all?
Ahem.
Oh, this is my friend, Chad.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
We were hoping you might be able to give us your assistance, Ms. Rogers.
We want to make a trade for that magical Commander Yukino poster over there. It's necessary for us to get some pretty important information.
No way! Not happening. Nuh-uh. Yukino is off limits.
This is, I mean, we shouldn't say that because we don't know if we can get another. This is literally a matter of life and death, Ramona.
life and death depend on a nerdy poster. Look, I don't even care. That poster was signed by Takeko herself. It's one of a kind, and I'm not giving it up.
I'd rather not drag you any further into this than necessary, but I promise that we're not overstating it. This is a dire situation, and people have already died.
Jeez. Look, whatever you're doing sounds sketch as hell. I and Magical Commander Yukino herself want no part in it.
Get a new poster and forge its signature.
I don't even see how the poster can help.
Man, you nerds sure do love your cheap crap from the net.
Cheap crap! I'll have you know that poster is worth hundreds of credits. Maybe more.
Hundreds.
Takeko passed away years ago, so there aren't any more of them getting signed. It's special.
Sure it is.
He doesn't get it. He's not in the fandom.
Thankfully.
We can get you another. It'll only take a few days.
It's not just a poster. It was a gift from someone. Someone I care about, okay? Besides, you can't get another one. Takeko passed away a few years ago.
Yes.
Perhaps there's something
Their
else that
movie-
would make
the
a
movie
suitable
date?
trade.
You aren't hearing me, are you? It has sentimental value. You can't replace that. Look, you'll just have to order something off the mesh, because you can't have this one.
Oh, we don't have time. This lead will dry up by then.
Keep me out of this.
This isn't a joke, Ramona.
Okay, enough. How about this for a trade? I have an original keyframe cell from Pretty Champion Sailor Sirius, signed by Takeko at home.
Ooh.
Whoa! You have a signed Sailor Sirius cell? That's super rare! They stopped doing keyframes by hand right around the time of her death.
You can't be serious, Ollie! You have that thing framed on your wall! Anyone shut up about it for a week after you got it!
This is important, Chad. You can't say you wouldn't do the same thing if someone had your dad. Think about Turing.
Aww. These are such good kids.
I can't ask Ramona to give up something important to her if I'm not willing to do the same.
Maybe.
Look, okay, I don't know what's going on, but you can't give me that cell for the poster.
But we need...
Yeah, you'll get the poster. Whatever you're doing, it must be really important if you'd be willing to give that up.
Thanks, Ramona. You're cool.
Do you have something more equal to trade, Ollie?
A couple of things, maybe.
We'll talk about it then. Maybe you can find me another one, too. Go ahead and take the poster.
Thank you, Ramona.
I want these guys
Yes!
to hang with me.
I can't tell you how much it means to us, Ms. Rogers.
I want these guys to hang with us all the time. I want their commentary on everything.
Sure. And, you think I could see that cell sometime, Ollie?
Of course! I'll bring it over when we talk about the trade.
So cool! The Hassie ROM will help you get your...
Alright, just checking. We good here.
I don't like the way she was flirting with you, Ollie.
What are you talking about?
I know flirting when I see it, and I'm saying I don't like it. Not one bit.
We just talk about old anime sometimes, Chad. Neither of us are interested in the other.
Sure.
Chad, please.
Well, we have the poster now. What's next?
Go ahead and call this number, Turing. He'll want to set up the drop with you, now that I've introduced you to him.
Jealous.
Sure. Change the subject.
Jealous.
I'll call him right now then. It's ringing.
You the ones looking for some papers?
We are, and we have the requested payment with us.
Good. We're gonna do this real professional-like. You know Stardust?
Yeah, I know. I could tell you're there because I could hear the music.
I do.
Head there. Leave the poster behind the Mega Phobator arcade cabinet, and get out. Come back 10 minutes later, and your stuff will be behind the machine.
I understand.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Well, that was very mysterious.
Yeah, that's how this guy is. I don't even know his name, and I've been getting things from him for a few years now.
Who cares? Let him play Spy Master if he wants. Let's hurry up to Stardust and get this over with. I've wasted enough of my day with this crap.
Go inside to make the drop. We'll wait out here.
Eddie with cool voice. It was like a noun. Do you mean the one that was working at TMI? Because her name was like a noun, like yesterday or something like that. Oh, do you mean lady with cool? Oh, okay. That one. That the cool lady. Yes, I think it was Caitlin. One at the bar. The hybrid at the bar.
Yeah. Don't want to get her IDs taken.
I suppose I should feign surprise.
Hey, it's a pretty cool set. Even if it is like 1,000,000 years old.
They don't really care about the IDs unless you try to hit the bar.
Found
Sympathy,
that one
thank
out the
you.
hard way.
Yeah, Sympathy is who I was thinking of.
We would have been fine if you hadn't taken a swing at the bouncer.
So I like the hard way.
We'll be right back, gentlemen. Try not to set the building on fire while we're gone.
The bouncer's not out here right now. Anyone could just mosey in.
No security right now?
Right? Suspicious, right? Hey fellas, how you doing?
Hey friends, what can we get for you? What are you having? Coming right up.
I think it's someone.
I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it is.
I feel like something was asked about this one, so.
He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for these days. Some of these cocktails make me need a spa day.
Ooh.
Sorry about stealing your thunder. This one is...
tumbler with ice filled half with amaretto and the remainder with heavy cream.
Does that sound good?
Where does the name come from?
Here you go.
The bouncer! Ah, so this is where the bouncer is. Looks like they're off duty for some reason. They're wearing a fluffy knit sweater with a giant love embroidered on the front. Perhaps it requires a greasy sheen, not unlike hot dog water. Perhaps.
I wonder what I would look like in glasses like those.
That is our housey shill. You know it.
Today's my last day off before the holidays, but I can't seem to stay away. Thanks for coming by so often. Just make sure you order something.
That's nice. What a nice bouncer. They remember
Today's my
us.
last day off before the holidays.
Don't shoot the bouncer. They have cool pants. They might have a real gun. Not worth testing. Bye, Joe. Have a good evening.
We've done this before. You're fine. And I'm not too worried about anyone sneaking in while I'm not out there. I've made sure we have a reputation for carding.
The bouncer isn't on duty right now. Oh, I just realized that, yeah, the two bouncers are hanging out. That's cool. I like that. The VIP bouncer, blue skin and a lot of bulk, a hybrid. If you had to rank the friendliness of every bouncer you've met, they might fall on the higher end.
No VIP access today. Find another place to be.
I can't wait for the NSFW Wrestle or Get Married show. You never know if it's going to be a match or a marriage. Or both.
I think he's gonna say the same thing as before.
I can't wait for the cash and the chifforobe ceremony.
Oh, no wait, there are more.
Papa Loti really needs that money. He's a father. Did you know that William the Penalty Hayes doesn't believe in dinosaurs? Rumor has it, that's how he got kicked out of the Football League. It's offensive.
Please, how did we not hear these?
Have you seen Cactus Canary's finishing move? The Chico Chico Bang Bang!
She threatened to use it on us, so...
I wonder who's gonna take the Speedy Road speeding ticket this year. I much prefer the VIP area. They could stand to serve some food, though. I'm ashamed to say I've gone on a few assy spike benders in my time. I love vintage game experiences.
Yeah, okay, I think
Have you
we've
ever
got them all
heard of
now.
Overblood?
Yeah, NSFW. Hey.
Oh, look. It's my favorite human and the mechanical sidekick.
Hi.
I'm caught up in something at the moment. Chances are we'll cross paths again.
What if I try talking to her again?
What do you want? I'm pretty busy right now.
Okay, okay. I can give her my drink?
Trying to butter me up? Let's do business first.
I can't drink her beer. I did try to see if it would let me. Are you still playing this? There's a mesh ride legend going around. If you Megaphobiter that says if you reach the final screen, you'll carry what you've seen with you. ROM's acting weird. Computers powering on by themselves. Calls from no one. Spooky.
Well, that should do it. That was an awful lot of fuss over a poster. I just don't understand the appeal of merchandise like this. I keep my important possessions on my data drive.
I like this one because I like the idea that Beckett found out Turing's birthday and actually did buy... Like, I hope that this one isn't sarcasm, because I really like the idea of Beckett buying a paint set for Turing. Like, I want to pick that one, but I'm afraid what if it is sarcasm? We can't hear Beckett's tone. What are you saying? Go for it? It's saved in a while. God, I'm just imagining Beckett just walking up to Jess and just grabbing the beer and just chugging it, slamming it down on the table and rocking away. Bob Ross it is. Oh, and I got you an official Bob Ross painting set for your birthday.
You did?
Cute! What a cute reaction!
Wait. No, you're being facetious.
No! No, look, Turing looks so upset! No, Turing! I will absolutely buy you... Like, even if I was being facetious, seeing that reaction, there's no way Beckett wouldn't actually go hunt you out and buy one for you. I feel like Beckett would be moved by this reaction.
I haven't even told you when my birthday is, and it isn't for months.
Okay, so we know that it's not a December birth, it's not late December.
Still, your point is made. I should not be snobbish about other people's interests. Maybe I'll give Magical Commander Yukino a try when we get some downtime. But that's enough navel-gazing.
Can ROMs use VR? Like, can they watch VR dramas? And I guess they have to say visual inputs. I don't think that it's done with
Let's head back outside
headsets
so our
anymore?
benefactor can make the trade.
I mean, maybe the VR... No, the VR is. It's the other stuff that isn't done with. It's done without wires and stuff like that nowadays. Alright, let's drink our drink.
Y'all do the deal?
How did it go?
We left the poster behind the cabinet. Now we just need to wait for the switch.
I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes or so before. It shouldn't take long.
Oliver, he specifically said 10 minutes on the phone.
I wonder how he knows the drop happened, and gets to it so fast.
Don't matter. This guy's a solid feed, even if he likes to mess around.
What do you need these passports for anyway?
Didn't we already tell you that?
You said to trade for information. But what's the full story?
He's coming
Without
from
going into
inside the
too
club.
much detail, our informant needs to get out of Neo SF unnoticed. The passports are
It's
one part
just-
of that. We also need to obtain an untraceable car. I don't suppose the two of you could help with that?
No way, dude! Grand Theft Auto is a felony with a capital F! Besides, getting an untraceable car ain't in the same league as a piece of plastic that'll fool a hand scanner.
Chad's right.
Of course I'm right.
The city's traffic management system keeps track of all vehicles passively, even if you manage to circumvent their firmware and keep them from actively reporting to the network. You have to spoof the car as something permitted to be invisible for the CTOS to ignore it.
I don't want to mess with boosting cars anyway. The Junks run that racket in Neo SF, and they don't play nice.
He's very loud. It's great.
Especially with the HR.
Well, thank you either way. You've both done us a huge favor. Call it even for the apartment.
Yeah, Blue. No hard feelings. You give us a call if you need anything else. Long as it'll help you find your pops.
Good kids. Turing. It's okay.
We should get going, though. We were supposed to be home hours ago.
My dad won't notice, but Ollie's will flip. You take care. Don't get derezzed.
See ya.
Bye, boys.
Goodbye. Let's finish the trade inside.
You could say his dad will do an ollie.
Here the passports are, just as advertised. Now we need to find a car. Jess is right over there. Perhaps she may know someone who can lend a hand.
I guess we could try.
Well, prepare yourself. If Jess is the worst thing we have to face down this week, I'll consider us lucky.
You know, that's fair. Hey, friend?
Did you find your guy? Or wait, let me guess. There's something else you need from me. Well, you haven't been terrible to deal with so far, so I'm willing to hear you out. Barely.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to us, Jess.
We need access to an untraceable car. An informant of ours needs to get out of the city without attracting the attention of Parallax, and is offering valuable information to us in exchange.
Seriously? Jesus, what kind of shit is in your life anyway?
Lady, you don't even know.
Actually, don't answer that. I don't want to be legally liable. I'm not sure why you think just because I defend a few folks in the rougher parts of the city that I would have that kind of connection.
I mean, really, we're just asking because we know you. Like, you're here, and we have no leads, so.
And even if one of my clients did run a carjacking business, it's not like society is clamoring to give hybrids legal jobs.
Oops.
Regardless, I'm not going to be an accessory to a felony, or let one of my clients be either. I won't go down that path. I wouldn't know where to start anyway.
I mean, what's his face? I think Oliver? I don't think it was Chad. I think it was Oliver who mentioned the Junks. So that'd be probably where we go next. But anyway, is there any possible way you could give us any kind of lead at all? Spend all your time at the bar doing nothing. Damn, don't be that way.
I know we're reaching, but this is important.
You just don't quit, do you?
Nope.
Okay, let me think. This might be a long shot, but you could try asking Majid. There are rumors he may have been involved in some shady stuff way back.
Oh yeah, he did talk about being a bouncer.
He'll probably be reluctant to talk about it, but there's a free lead for you. Get me another drink in exchange, will ya? Later.
Huh. That went better than expected. I wonder if my charm is starting to pay off for us. Oh, you performed admirably as well. Onward we go.
Thank you, Turing. Hang on, let's get her a drink.
Hey, friends. What?
We were hoping you could give us a little
I want to give her a
information.
drink.
Sure, but first, let's get you...
Let's see. It looks like she's got a beer, so...
Coming right up. I'll ask Gus. He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for.
Oh,
Yeah, pretty sure you know what a beer is. Come on, babe, you know what a beer is.
Does that sound good? Here you go. So, what did you need help with?
we've run into a roadblock in our search for Hayden.
Word on the street is that he's gone missing, which I'm sure you already know. What can I do?
Yes. An informant of ours needs secure transportation out of the city, but we don't have any contacts who would be able to get us an untraceable car. Jess mentioned that you used to engage in certain extra-legal activities. Perhaps you could point us towards someone who could help?
Turing's question mark face is good.
He doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Right. Sorry, friends. I left that life behind a long time ago. Don't really keep in touch with that crew anymore.
Ah, of course. Completely understandable. Sorry to bother you then.
Well, no harm in asking, right? My reputation precedes me.
Don't let it go to your head.
Gus, I need to go to the back and gather up stuff to restock for the rush later on. Mind manning the bar for me?
Take your time. I think I can keep things under control.
Thanks. Love you, hun.
Good pair, those two.
Well, that leaves us at a dead end. Any ideas on how we should proceed? Some nose-to-the-ground journalist techniques for finding leads?
You're a good couple. Good pair. Tomcat?
No, Tomcat has already stuck their neck out for us too often. I feel a little bad about how much we've relied on them as it is. And besides, this is a considerably more felonious action. Morally, we should be dirtying our own hands.
Oh, sorry, Gus. We're still just dinner chatting about this, huh? Maybe we could find an old manually driven car? Let's stuff Vince in a trunk and make it look like a kidnapping. What about, he'd have to stuff his whole family. Or at least his wife. I don't know if he has any kids. No, he just needed passports for him and his wife, so no kids. Maybe we could find a little manually driven car?
That's not the worst idea. I don't think it would get noticed as long as the car had the appropriate registrations. But the permits to operate a manual vehicle are prohibitively expensive.
How interesting.
A casual collector might still maintain one, but only a wealthy hobbyist would have the appropriate stickers to make the car roadworthy.
Some curious world building.
We'd have to do a B and E, as Chad put it before. Risky.
Reminds me of, there's an episode of SpongeBob where, because he can't drive, SpongeBob ends up making a bubble car. And like, he's allowed to drive that because you don't need a license to drive a boat. I say a car, but you know what I mean. But you don't need a license to drive a bubble. But then bubble cars become popular, and so much so that like having a regular car is outlawed, and that's what it makes me think of. Sorry, I just got a lot of SpongeBob thoughts in my head all the time, rent free.
No. Okay, the two of you are killing me here. Look, don't tell Majid about this. But, here.
Ooh!
What is this, Gus?
It's an automated vehicle maintenance scanner with a few less than standard upgrades. When you circumvent its security codes, you can use it to scan a car's installed firmware and replace it with a new set that will spoof its presence on the city's network.
Why did you just have this on your person, Gus? Like, why did you bring this to work?
That's the gist of it, but we don't have time to get into any specifics. You need to get the hell out of here with that before Majid gets back.
Why the urgency?
Look, Majid has done a lot to turn his life around, to turn my life around. I really respect that about him, and it's part of why I fell in love with him. He did what I was never able to. That's how we met, you know? That old rough and tumble life we both led.
Cute.
But when Stardust struggled and needed money fast, I had to get back in the game to keep us afloat for a few years. I told him it was all angel loans, donations from patrons, lots of things. He'd be heartbroken if he found out I'm still in the game.
Oh, Gus.
I had to do whatever I could to keep our new life, even if only one of us is really living it. I may as well give this thing to someone who wants to use it for good, too.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate this, Gus. We might finally be on our way to solving this mystery.
Let's go steal a car.
Yeah, well, you didn't get it from me, okay? Just get out of here and get on with your little Grand Theft Auto. And let me know how it goes, okay?
Of course.
Just so I can make sure it doesn't let me show that to him.
Hey, friends.
How did you and Gus meet?
Ah, well, ask Gus if he's comfy telling you. It involves some personal information on his part, so I leave telling the tale to him. But I don't think Stardust would still be here without him. Everyone in the industry loves him. We get a lot of popular acts in here because of him, and that keeps interest high. Needless to say, he's a sweetheart. I'm a lucky guy.
Oh.
Later, you two.
Bye-bye.
Will you tell me? I want to hear this.
Oh, hey there. Oh, well, that's certainly a story.
Go on.
I won't get into specifics, it's a little personal. But when I first got to the city, you know, I don't think it's even possible to explain. I grew up in a small desert town most of my life, 20 years behind modern technology. A city like this, coming from that, it can overwhelm you. blind you. I fell into a rough crowd shortly after getting here. I didn't know any better, and I was too broke to say no. There was this guy named Crow. He was intoxicating, but also really dangerous, as I found out. His business wasn't fully legal, you know, and things could get violent. A few months into seeing him, I felt scared for my life all the time. At first, I just relied on Majid to help me find a way out. But over time, we grew to care about one another, trust one another, and eventually, love one another. I don't know where I'd be without him, to tell the truth.
Aww.
Somewhere bad. But with him, I never need to be scared again.
Aw, honey bear.
I mean it, love.
What a nice story.
Later, you two.
Bye-bye.
Majid, do you have red eyes? Oh, no, wait, they're brown. I was gonna say, like, dang. No! Oh shit, I forgot to get the beer! Hang on.
Now I think we're cooking with gas, as the colloquialism goes. I'm searching the mesh for instructions on how to use this device as we... Let's go look for some likely candidates. I should be ready by then.
Hang on, we have to go give Joseph beer.
Hey, friends, what can we... What are you having? Coming right up. I'll ask... He's better with the wheel.
Ooh.
Sorry about stealing your thunder. This one is...
Does that sound good? Here you go.
Huh. Actually did it, huh? Well, you scored a point. But don't think I don't have enough cuties around who can handle that. You've got more important things to be doing. Get a move on.
Yes! I bet if you're playing the Steam version, there's like an achievement for that. Anyway, I feel satisfied. Yeah, let's just use it on this.
Success! This vehicle has the appropriate firmware version. Someone has been neglecting their regularly scheduled updates. Give me a moment to get everything installed. There. There are some other options here I can fool around with. Ah, interesting. I can put in preset destination plans for a future date. Why don't we go ahead and set a plan for the car to return to this spot in a week?
We can have the car for
That's
real.
more than enough time for Mr. Mensa to get away. Now we aren't really stealing the car. More like borrowing without asking.
I feel better already.
Me too. The car will drive itself to Golden Gate Park, and we can show Mr. Mensa where it is when we meet him. There. Everything should be set up now.
Bye, car.
Mr. Mensa is waiting for us at Golden Gate Park.
Alright.
We have everything he requested, so we should head back there.
Let's head there, and we'll probably call it an evening, I reckon. Hey mate, how's it going? Yeah, it's kind of going a little too smoothly, eh?
Did you manage to get everything?
We did. Here you go, Vincent.
Everything seems to be in order. Here. This disk has all of Hayden's research notes, data collation algorithms, and probably lots on your creation, Turing. It should be everything myself and Melody agreed upon, until she added an amendment while you were out. Frankly, it's no skin off my back. Here.
Ooh.
It's my Parallax employee badge.
We can use this to fake our way in, same way that Turing did when whenever we whenever they copied Lexi's badge.
It should allow you access to their networks in case there's anything I've missed.
I had to stop and think about who I was talking about.
You'll want to use that sooner rather than later. I'm not wasting any time leaving, and Parallax is pretty fast to revoke security. There's no way Hayden's clearance still works. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of this country. The credit should tide me over until the heat dies down and I liquefy my shares through some relays.
What about the big projects you mentioned earlier?
I suppose I owe you that much. Buckle up. This could get heavy. Parallax is about to launch a new service they're calling Big Blue. At least, that's the project name. Who knows what the marketing guys will come up with for the public.
They haven't named the project yet?
They're not even announcing the launch. This shit is dead quiet. Let me explain why. It's a distributed intelligence. Like, okay, in every way that Hayden built Turing to be elegant, efficient, and human-like, Big Blue is ham-fisted, bloated, and sterile. They didn't pull Hayden into the project. He's smart, but he's immune to corporate politics. As a result, Big Blue is far less elegant than anything Hayden would make. It lacks his artistry, and it's downright terrifying. It squats on the mesh like a spider and uses the spare processing power and memory from every ROM on the network to handle its intelligence processing.
So kind of like those things that use spare processing power to like try to run algorithms to figure out the cure for like coronavirus and things like that. Except way more menacingly.
It doesn't have much personality, but it's very smart. Big Blue is going to be embedded directly into the network and then self-modify to apply even more efficient algorithms as it develops them in machine time. Look, if you access every ROM, then you have access to every human and every bit of their own personal data associated with them.
Spooky. Why would Parallax be worried enough to get rid of Hayden?
I don't want you to take what I'm saying the wrong way, and this is just me putting the pieces together. Hayden was about to publish his creation of Turing. His findings, as I'm sure you're aware of, would have raised many moral and ethical questions about the advent of machine intelligence.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that one before. I'll have to check it out.
I mean, some of the brightest minds ever have tried to warn humankind away from building real AI. Hawking, Musk, Gates, and the list goes on. The public is likely to be nervous, and legislators even more so. Parallax is banking on being able to launch Big Blue quietly and quickly before the public has a chance to react. Before any counter-movement can pick up steam. Every eye on the discovery of machine intelligence works against Parallax. Every new discovery only serves to paint Big Blue as more controversial, more dangerous. Honestly, they probably pressured Hayden to drop his research so that they could keep the public away from the subject. He clearly refused.
How did Parallax know about Turing?
I'm only assuming they found out. His contract with Parallax affords him the freedom to work on his own academic projects outside of the company in his free time. He kept a trusted few of us up to date on his progress, bouncing ideas off us and whatnot. It's exciting stuff. Both Turing and Hayden's eventual goal down that road. I wouldn't be surprised if word of it got up to the board and made him nervous. Is the possibility that someone on the inside talked too far-fetched?
I knew it all along. Hayden fell into trouble because of my existence.
Oh, Turing.
That's not what I want your takeaway to be. Hayden wasn't working on Big Blue. Knowing him, your creation might have been his clever way to stop it.
How will Big Blue impact Parallax's business? Okay, buddy.
I can't really give you a good answer to that. I mean, the company is currently handled by a dozen server farms, running thousands of different algorithms with hundreds of people tweaking things every day. When Big Blue launches, it'll handle all of that by itself. And there are shadier applications for it. I mean, if you can collate and analyze data and queries in the mesh in real time, what's to stop you from delivering the content you want rather than what the user wants? The potential for abuse is staggering. We're talking direct control of the information accessible to everyone who uses Parallax's services.
It sounds a little bit like the sort of thing that we were having happen with the other lead we had.
That's something like
Just a little.
80% of the market. They could control elections, push the market in directions they want, even influence public opinion. All just by asking Big to do it. It's scary stuff. They scrapped the prototype Baby Blue because it started doing that on its own.
What do you mean? It started doing what?
Manipulating the mesh. They made its self-preservation imperatives too strong, and Baby Blue started changing search results to be more friendly towards the idea of an AI. When the board found out, they pulled the plug on it. That must have been a year or so ago. They tweaked Big Blue so it wouldn't do the same thing, but it can self-modify. Given a good enough reason, it might decide to find a way around those limitations. Having that kind of control would be a hell of a card for Parallax's hand. They'll go to pretty significant lengths to make sure it works.
Thanks, Vincent.
Hey, no problem. I've had enough of this cutthroat corporate bullshit for several lifetimes. We haven't talked much, but I do believe you can find Hayden. I hope his research notes help you out.
Thanks, Vincent.
Be sure to let Turing help. She's a bright little bot.
I love how everyone has their own sense of Turing's gender. I think Turing goes by they.
Oh, slip of the tongue. I was just more familiar with Hayden's previous experiment, Grace.
Oh, true. Grace. Grace was a she.
She was very insistent on things like that.
Yeah, I remember that being mentioned. I've been meaning to ask Turing since you asked me. How would you like to be addressed?
Well, honestly, I don't think I've made my mind up yet. I'm still a very new being. I'm not even positive that gender as a human concept can be applied identically to machine, but I do enjoy the idea in abstract. I will continue to consider how I wish to be referred to as well. Until then, feel free to go with what you feel.
Just go with what your heart tells you. My gender is whatever your heart tells you.
If I had to make a choice, perhaps they is most appropriate. Most people assume it, obviously, but he is also consistently used. Perhaps it's because I'm blue?
Oh my god. I'm listening to a machine postulate on how it wants to be referred to, like us. What have you done indeed, Hayden? Good luck, to both of you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mensa.
Be safe.
I need a few minutes.
How can I help?
I've been going through some of Hayden's personal notes from the data cache Tomcat decrypted. Now that I'm starting to get to know Hayden better, the real Hayden as opposed to the Hayden he showed me, I'm finding that I like him less and less.
Oh, Turing.
For example, remember the earlier prototype Dr. Fairlight and Vincent mentioned? Her name was Grace, and Hayden shut her down for being... I'm not even sure what word to use. Too... likable? She was kind and bright, and did all she could to try to make people happy. She even decided that she was a girl, and that her favorite color was pink. Hayden thought she was being manipulative. He posited that he had made her personality algorithms too willing to make adaptations that would benefit her long-term survival, and that she was being congenial just to endear herself to him. That even her gender was a calculated attempt to make him like her more. But he was wrong. Dead wrong, in fact. I have a snapshot of her personality profiles here, and when I compare them to my own, I can see that she was just... nice. I wish I could have met her. I think we would have learned from each other.
Big sis.
Like I said, I'm not sure I even have a gender. Everyone refers to me as he once they meet me just for convenience, but it doesn't really matter to me at all. Is that a calculated attempt on my part to impress Hayden? Not clinging to normativity? Or is it a product of his effort to curb any nascent similarities I had with Grace during my upbringing?
Damn, this is heavy.
I
Serious
wish
stuff.
I could yell at him for being so arrogant. Playing God in the crudest of ways. You can't choose to create consciousness and then take it away just like that. Even so, for all of that, I don't know. I still miss him.
Yeah.
This all seems so inane, so senseless. They killed him because him building me would mess with a product launch? That's ridiculous. They took him away from me for such an insignificant reason. I just want him back.
Oh, Turing.
It's impossible, but it's what I want. I'd do anything.
I like this one because it's we. Implies that we're there with Turing. What do you think? On the one hand, I do like this one because it you know, reassuring them that the feelings that, you know, they might not be used to are there. We'll get through this.
Of course. Thank you. I'll send this new data along to Tomcat. Let's head back to the apartment and wait for them to finish going through it. Ah, home sweet home again. Such that it is. And before you say anything, I don't feel the need to talk over the events of the day. too much has happened.
Yeah.
I've already forwarded everything we rooted out to Tomcat, both Hayden's research and our aborted search into the modified mesh articles. They said they would be over in the morning to discuss our next steps. I'd suggest that we both get some rest.
Yes, that's what you want, Turing.
Perhaps things will look better in the morning, but I have a feeling we're going to be even busier than ever. Good night.
Good night. And so, to you all, I say as well, good night. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a good time. I will be sure to save after this, just in case you have any doubts. I hope you have a great week. My mom and dad wanted me to tell you, they both made it a point to tell me, to tell you guys hello, and they hope you're doing well.
Rise and shine, you sleepy
Oh,
layabouts.
fine. It's gonna make me do this right then. Fine, okay. Can I get to the... Guess I can't get through this part, so we'll do this dialogue bit first. We'll get through this first.
We've got a whole crop of things to do and not a lot of time to get them done.
How did you get into my apartment?
Hardly had to blink to crack your door.
Why does everyone keep breaking open my door?
Did you know that it's just a knockoff of the Secugate M/14723-B?
Yeah, I'd heard.
Why'd you make the entry code the birthday of your first dog anyway?
Why does everyone know?
That's what I asked.
Anyhow, I felt a little silly when I realized your window was propped open and I could have just used that.
That's also what Turing said.
Huh, deja vu.
Y'all should be more careful about that. Though, I can't blame you much. The climate control in here seems a bit lacking in the stamina department.
I get it, my home sucks. Can we get back on track?
No worries, doll.
What have you learned from the files we sent you?
Nothing all that new, to be honest. All the files we got from that Vincent fella just covered what we already knew in greater detail. There is one thing that stands out, though. At least from what I've read so far.
Oh?
Sorry, I hit click too soon.
Yeah. See, Hayden's long-term goal wasn't to make a machine intelligence per se, right? Don't take it the wrong way, Turing. You might even already be aware of this after talking to folks involved in your creation.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden wanted to make a machine system that could contain human-like intelligence.
Right, yes.
And even just from his notes, his programming work is, well, it's something else. Elegant. Artful. I'm just a kid banging on pots and pans compared to him. Looking at his notes about my interfacing between your AI core and the Lips OS, I barely managed to duct tape the two together at a level he'd approve of. But I think I'm getting off track here. What I'm trying to say is, he didn't write your code, Turing. No one did.
What?
Hayden wrote a program that automatically generates a new machine intelligence based off of the hardware profiles the system is installed on.
Melody mentioned something about that. What does that mean?
Damn! Hang on. I can save now. So I'm going to save here. So we can pick this up. But for real, thank you for joining me. hope you have a good week. I will be employed again as of Tuesday, so that'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to playing more of this game with y'all. So please take care and have a great week. You can check the next episode there on the right, and some other stuff you might think is pretty neat down below it. Subscribe over on the left, like to make a Nintendo grab. Thanks a bunch. Take care. Bye bye.